Our film begins with Kate and Mike entering a large hall dominated by the color white. They appear very excited and happy. They notice a start button in front of them and encourage each other to press it. Then, an automated voice explains the rules. They must stay in this place for 50 days, and if they stay together until the end, they will win $5 million. If only one of them decides to leave, that person wins nothing, and the other receives only $1 million. Mike and Kate rejoice and press the button together. The door closes, and a countdown screen begins in the hall. They agree to split the money equally and see this experiment as a new opportunity for their relationship. Do with the money. He replies that he will do nothing but stop worrying about it. Kate asks him to speak seriously. He says he will attend a party every day, smoke a cigarette with Elon Musk, build a school for the poor in Africa, and support the voices of the oppressed and minorities. He speaks enthusiastically as if he already owns the money. Kate tells him she will invest her money. It becomes clear that Mike's personality is very different from Kate's. He is a fun, chaotic person who loves street art and graffiti, while Kate is organized, responsible, and follows a routine. They walk around the hall and find the bathroom, enter to check it. But the automated voice tells them only one person can use the bathroom at a time. They also lie down on the white bed. Mike feels bored due to lack of entertainment. He notices a touch screen on the wall containing instructions and finds a food menu. He orders dinner, but it arrives in a white box containing protein-mixed milk, tasteless and white in color. Mike is annoyed, but hopes breakfast will be better. Kate sets the alarm for 7 a.m. and asks Mike if that time is too early for him. He replies that she can set it however she wants, as he considers himself on vacation. The hall's light changes as the automated voice announces nightfall. They lie down to sleep. Mike tries to get close to Kate, but she refuses, fearing a man named Professor Pavlov, who is responsible for the experiment and whom she believes is watching them. The next day, Kate, the first color in the hall. She looks in the mirror, talks to herself, repeats a motivational phrase, and starts yoga and relaxation exercises, trying to maintain a daily routine to protect her mental health. Meanwhile, Mike feels very bored and does nothing but watch the time screen. He starts talking about the color white, describing it as the absence of color that expresses nothing. He says this room is called the purification room, but in reality, it is the room of nothingness. Kate tries to convince him to stop thinking about the wall or the time and to keep himself busy with anything. Mike orders food again, and it becomes clear that breakfast and lunch are exactly like dinner. Days pass, and Mike and Kate play simple games like clapping together, exercises, or singing. By the 23rd day, they have done almost everything. Kate maintains her routine, while Mike begins to break down. Suddenly, Mike sees a small insect on the floor and decides to take care of it, giving it some of his milk. But the automated voice tells him the food is for humans only. Mike decides to take the insect outside to save it, but Kate warns him that pressing the button means quitting the challenge. Mike insists, feeling like the insect is his daughter. He becomes angry at Kate and accuses her of cruelty and selfishness. Kate replies that he says that because she is not a vegetarian like him. Mike replies that at least he does not kill animals to eat them. Kate says this is the original human diet and asks how many times he got sick because he is vegetarian. She adds that the real reason for his lifestyle is to provoke his rich father, who never felt real pain, so Mike tries to deny himself things to feel it. Then she walks away, leaving him, and moves away from her. After a while, Mike reads on the instruction screen that he can get prizes by giving up part of the money. He chooses the first prize, a green coloring pen for $100,000. Kate gets angry, but he happily draws on the wall. Kate asks him to draw her, and he draws her in his own style. She asks for a normal drawing, and he says she can look at the mirror instead of getting a perfect likeness because drawing is an expression, not just an imitation of reality. Mike continues drawing until the ink runs out. Kate decides to apologize to Mike and tells him she is stressed and that the situation is harder than she expected. He forgives her, and they fall asleep hugging. After a while, Kate wakes and enters the bathroom but finds a gun on the sink. She calls Mike, who is shocked. They do not know if the gun is loaded or not and decide to get rid of it, but the automated voice forbids them from putting anything in the washing chute except laundry. They hide the gun under the bed. Kate feels Professor Pavlov is manipulating them and asks why all this is happening and why someone would design such a challenge. Mike tells her that the professor makes documentaries and is obsessed with the human condition under pressure. He says the professor's last film was about a simple girl who became a global star, but she and her family she sits alone and cries, haunted by painful memories. Mike tries to comfort her. The next day, Kate cannot get out of bed and is very depressed. She tells Mike that the man in the video was her father, who used to take money from home and school expenses to buy alcohol. She remembers all the abuse and suffering and knows he is now homeless. She says she cannot leave him, but cannot forgive him either. Mike tries to support her and suggests she claim her prize, but she refuses and says she will be fine. After a while, she gets up and asks Mike to claim his second prize. She goes into the bathroom. Mike claims the second prize, costing $250,000, and suddenly a beautiful naked girl enters. Kate comes out of the bathroom and is surprised to see her. Mike tries to justify the situation, saying he did not know the second prize would be a girl. Kate asks Mike to give the girl his shirt and asks the girl about her presents. The girl says she is an actress hired to enter the hall naked for a large sum of money and does not know anything about them. Mike believes her, but Kate does not trust her and feels jealous. Bedtime comes. Kate feels jealous and asks the girl to sleep beside them. The next day, Kate wakes and does not find the girl, thinking she left, but the girl is in the bathroom. Kate lives in constant tension because of her presence and decides to claim her first prize, which is hallucinogenic pills. The three take the pills and spend the day in hallucinations and fantasies. Kate calms him, and he goes back to sleep. Then Kate sits with the girl and talks. She tells her Sean was Mike's brother, who drowned on the day Mike gave him a hallucinogenic pill. The girl is deeply affected and stays alone. Kate sleeps next to Mike, but he wakes later and talks to the girl, who holds his hand and tells him what they are doing to themselves is wrong, and that money does not buy love or replace pain. Kate suddenly wakes up, feeling jealous when she sees them holding hands. She argues with them. Mike gets angry at her suspicion and leaves. The next day, Kate wakes and does not find the girl. She feels happy and relieved, but suddenly sees a phrase written on the wall meaning Mike had a relationship with the girl. She becomes very angry, accuses him of betrayal, and Mike tries to convince her he did not touch her, but she does not listen and loses control, pushing him hard to the ground. Mike bleeds and tells her he needs a doctor, in great pain. But Kate says the bleeding will stop, tries to calm him, and presses on the wound on his head. Mike looks at her and says she does not care about him at all and is willing to let him bleed for money. He adds she is selfish and only thinks about herself. He tells her she doubts his loyalty even though he waited months for her while she was traveling and lost all his friends to stay with her and feels depressed. Instead of meeting all he did with kindness and love, she responded with jealousy and fights. He tells her he will leave this place and that he no longer cares about money, and that this room has turned them into monsters. He asks her to come with him because they are losing each other. But Kate refuses and tells him it is easy for him to give up the money because he has always enjoyed it, while she has never felt that way. She begs him not to leave, but Mike insists on leaving. Kate takes the gun from under the bed and threatens him with it. Mike is shocked but not afraid and advises her not to let the room affect her life. Kate fires a shot into the air, but Mike continues walking, presses the button, and leaves the room. Kate remains alone, shattered and crying. Days pass, and Kate does not talk to anyone or do anything except sleep. Finally, the 50 days end. After a while, Mike meets Kate by chance as she is coming out of a nursing home. She tells him she was visiting her father. Mike is happy to see her after feeling that she has changed. They walk together for a while. Mike asks her what she did with the money, but she does not answer. In the last scene of the film, we see a sign on the nursing home that reads, "This home was established by an anonymous donor, who is likely Kate, having donated the money and founded the home." The film ends here. Don't forget to subscribe to get the best film summaries.